party hats. Boom, boom.
The whole go bang bang here. Let us begin.
I want you to keep an eye out for the Boogity Man.
VHS Bandits.
Boogity! Boogity!
VHS Bandits.
Welcome to Coxwell
Don't
Academy.
need no DVDs, don't need no Betamax. These are the VHS Bandits.
Hey everybody, welcome to the VHS Bandits podcast. Right now it's the Halloween season and we're about to watch Jacko. Let's pop in the tape.
Mr. Jack will snap your spine, cut you in half with a scaly vine. Dad, a monster's real.
A fairy tale born from a legend. A truth more terrifying than the tale.
Say a prayer for Daddy tonight, okay?
Only one man had the courage to stand against the forces of darkness. But when a secret that lay dormant for nearly a century is accidentally unearthed, a vicious avenger is summoned to fulfill an age-old prophecy.
Send us a demon from hell.
Think real quick before you die. Mr. Jack will steal your eyes. Mr. Jack will. Mr. Jack will.
Guided by a vision, the young boy stands between good and evil. Haunted by his family's secret past, he must face and fulfill his destiny.
Only Sean can stop this monster.
Give us the boy back.
Evil lurks in the shadows.
Mr. Jack will.
Fear has a new soldier,
Mr. Jack will.
and terror has a new name.
Mr. Jack will steal your soul.
Jacko.
And now, our feature presentation.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the VHS Bandits podcast. Happy Halloween! This is Dane Train over here with my co-host.
Topher Hansen, happy Halloween, you Halloweeners.
There's only 2 Halloweeners in this room.
We're
It's
not in the
us.
same room.
Well, yeah, kind of.
You have another Halloweener with you?
Uh,
You keep an extra Halloweener on ice just in case. You put it in a glass of milk in your mini fridge just in case you need to run to the dentist if you lose your original Halloweener.
Keep this Halloweener on ice.
Milk ice.
Milk ice.
2% strawberry quick.
So, speaking of strawberry quick,
Jacko Wiener.
Jacko Wiener, it's Halloween. And we're
It's
watching.
Jacko Men.
We watched a movie.
Pumpkin Men.
We watched Pumpkin Men. What are you going to do about a Pumpkin Men? This is a movie called Jack-O. Jack-O. It is not about Michael Jackson.
We had
Although-
an elementary school gym teacher named Mrs. Bark-O, and she would always tell us to remember her name by she would make a hand puppet as a dog and then turn it into an O, and she would go, "I'm Mrs. Bark-O." Imagine that, if you will.
What
This
was
is
it?
Jack?
What would-
Oh, I don't. Jack would be like the jerk off motion, and then
Jack-O.
Jack. Oh,
Gross. So
jerking off with pumpkin innards. He microwaved. We had a friend who microwaved a. I don't know if it was a tangerine or some sort of melon, and then he fucked it.
What?
Do you remember? You remember
No,
that
who
story?
is this?
I'm not going to reveal who it is.
Can you
but-
say a first name?
No, I'll tell you
No.
after.
I don't
I'll
know
tell
who
you
you're
after
talking
the show.
about.
Find out after the show. Maybe on
Oh.
a Patreon episode, we'll have a whole
Holy
show about
shnikes.
fucking melons.
Whoa.
But
Was it a
good
pumpkin
lucky
melon?
for Jacko, he's a gourd.
He's a gourd. That's right. Yeah, you can't microwave him and put your Frankenweenie in him.
He won't fit.
It won't fit your Frankenweenie. It won't fit. Fit him in there.
Fit him in
That
there.
little video Frankenweenie.
So you were saying,
So anywho, so I got this movie on a whim based off of the cover. And I had no idea that this movie had anything to do with Halloween whatsoever.
What? It's called Jacko, and he's got a big jack-o'-lantern face. Of course it has to do with Halloween.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
what do you mean?
Pumpkinhead, the movie Pumpkinhead, has nothing to do with Halloween.
But he's not a jack-o'-lantern.
No, but
this guy's a straight up jack-o'-lantern.
You're right, he is.
It's not like there's a Christmas jack-o'-lantern or an Easter jack-o'-lantern.
That's true. That's true, I suppose.
Deductive reasoning would make one assume.
I don't know. It's a. I don't think that there's anything that even says anything about Halloween on the box. So, anywho, the top of the box, I got a big sticker that says "Previously viewed guarantee," which means it's guaranteed that somebody else has viewed this tape.
Yeah,
like that means anything. And it says "It's harvest time" with a big picture of Jacko Pumpkinman on the cover, and he's sort of overlooking.
Pokemon.
He's overlooking this New Englandy looking town. Oh, and by the way, this movie was distributed by Triborough Entertainment Group, which means it must have been from the area that we grew up in: Northborough, Southborough, and Westborough.
And Triborough. It's the Triborough area.
Yeah. So let's see here. There's some dead people on the spines that are in the movie for literally 2 seconds. And in the back, it's red, and there's some shots of some of the 40-year-old teenage dweebs, and none of the main characters
Wasteland.
Teenage Wasteland.
The teenagers who are actually 45 years old.
Yeah.
Especially the motorcycle guy. Well, they're supposed to be like in college. They're in college.
Oh, I guess. Yeah, maybe.
That guy was my favorite.
Oh, yeah, mine too. So the back of the box, it's like a fairy tale thing where it says Mr. Jack, and the M is like in this, I don't know, very ornate looking.
Oh yeah, it looks like the troll box or something.
Yeah, it's kind of has like this medieval.
I think they did that on the troll box.
Maybe.
The first one.
And it says, Mr. Jack will snap your spine, cut you in half with a scaly vine. The legend of Jacko is all but forgotten to the townspeople of Oakmore Crossing, except in the nursery rhymes of children. Almost 100 years before, Warlock Walter Mackin.
I gotta make this jack-o'-lantern man. That's my Walter Matthau.
Yeah, he was hung for murder, but before he died, he raised up the fury of a demon creature to take revenge.
Raise the fury! Sorry.
Yeah, lightning.
Keep going.
Of a demon creature.
Did you lose?
To take revenge on the unwitting townspeople. Many died before it was destroyed and buried forever. Until now, when a trio of grave robbers stumble across Jacko's unmarked grave, they unleash the vengeful monster to continue its bloodthirsty quest. That's not really accurate at all. But
that's 100% accurate. Were you watching a different movie?
No, it's the same movie.
What's not accurate about that?
All right, it says that Walter Matthau is a warlock. I don't remember them saying that in the movie, but they said that he was hung. But in the movie, I think they said he was lynched.
Which is the same thing.
No, when you're lynched, don't they throw stones at you?
No, when you're lynched, you're hung. You're hanged.
Oh, is that right? Oh, I thought that was, okay.
No, man. Lynching is the same thing as being hanged.
Oh, okay.
Except I feel like lynching the only difference might be that it's like unofficial. It's like from a mob or like from a tree or something, not like in the gallows.
So we're going to unofficially hang some guy, off the books.
Off the books. Yeah.
But then the three wisecracks that were out there drinking beer by the old cemetery, they said they were grave robbers. They're not grave robbers.
No, they were just drunk teenagers.
Yeah, they're just goofing off, But what I think is interesting is, so where it says rated R on the bottom of the box, it's this little teeny little sticker. It's like, it's not it's not printed on there. It's actually a sticker for some reason.
Oh,
the little
weird.
rated R rating thing. It's as if they printed these boxes out and said, "Oh fuck, we forgot to
Before
put
it
the
was
rating on
rated.
there."
Yeah.
Oh no! So some poor schmo had to slap a sticker on all
Every box.
200
yeah.
copies of this movie that they ever made.
Huh. Weird. Why is this rated R? This feels like a PG-13 movie.
It really does. It's kind of weird.
I don't think they don't swear and the violence isn't too. It's got to be for the violence, I'm sure. But the violence is pretty, it's tame.
It's tame. Oh, you do show one set of party hats, which surprisingly was not eliminated quickly. So you don't even see her party hats, even though there's a shower scene.
You see a little bit of the pink part.
Oh, do you see some of the areola?
A little areola. A little tiny areola.
Base of the party hat.
the center of the party hat. Speaking of, thank you to our Party Hat Patrol.
Oh, yeah. Hey, everybody. Thank you for supporting us on Patreon.
That's right. And if you want to support us on Patreon, we just had our last extra bonus episode come out on our top VHS soundtrack. So if you missed it, it'll be in the archive on Patreon.
That's
right. So you can join. So go to patreon.com/VHS Bandits and join the Party Hat Patrol. Be part of the pink part of the party hats, the center of the Party Hat Patrol, and get extra boner episodes.
We're gonna have another boner episode come this October with a Halloween special.
Ooh,
so
yeah,
that'll be fun. It's the drugstore. It's a drugstore Halloween decoration.
Halloween bat.
Halloween bat that just jiggles. So, anywho, it's funny. I really didn't know what to expect. Before I hadn't even read the back of the box. I knew nothing about this movie. Neither of us have seen this ever before.
No.
Again, didn't really know what to expect. I had a very hard time following stuff in this movie. And yeah, I kind of did. It was, I don't know, I felt like very little happened in this movie, yet so much shit happened that I had a very hard time kind of following along.
I think I know what you mean.
I don't know, there's a lot of weird dreams and stuff, and I had a hard time kind of piecing everything together, I guess.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That doesn't really I didn't know the entire time that dude was a warlock.
Yeah.
I thought that was his grandfather or something. So there's oh man.
So why don't we just start from the beginning and we'll just kind of go through it. How's that?
Well, let me say this. I feel like this movie is the Halloween version of Jack Frost. That's how I feel about this movie.
Okay.
It's got the same vibe, not story-wise or anything, but the same level of production value, and it's not as comedic though. He's not doing comedy snowman quips or anything. I was expecting a little bit more comedy in this movie, to be honest.
Yeah, there really was none whatsoever.
Yeah. But it's like Jack Frost and the plot of Ernest Scared Stupid, but with only one monster and not a bunch of trolls at the end.
I also I think that they probably made this movie to, grab onto the coattails of Pumpkinhead, which also came out in the early 90s. Yeah. And it's kind of the same story of a demon that's resurrected for vengeance,
Yes.
In that sense. And I don't know, there's a lot of weird stuff about the actual monster of Jacko, Pumpkin Man as well. I don't know, but we'll kind of get through it.
He looks like Jacko looks like one of the you could buy he's an expensive Halloween prop from Home Depot.
Yeah, or I feel like you could buy his costume and he would be called the deluxe Pumpkin Man costume at the Halloween store, and he's the $75 costume. You know what I mean? As opposed to
he's an expensive Halloween costume, not a cheapo depot one.
Yeah. you know, and you got to get the 20% off coupon in the email to buy them. So,
Right. Yeah.
you know,
I 100% agree.
From Spirit. But anywho, I mean, I thought the costume was pretty good. I really like the pumpkin head that lights up and like its mouth kind of moves.
Yeah, it looks great. It's not scary, but it looks fun.
Yeah. I mean, it really, to me, it looked like Pumpkin Man really could have been a villain on an episode of Goosebumps or Are You Afraid of the Dark or some other like 90s kids show or a movie.
Yeah, I think,
what I mean?
you know what? There was an episode of Goosebumps. Is it, it's not Night of the Creeps, but it's like all creeps come out, calling all creeps.
Right.
It's the Halloween episode where they do have like the Pumpkinhead aliens. He's like that.
They were aliens and they were going trick-or-treating.
Yes.
Right?
I
Yeah.
got to look up this picture. You talk, I got to look up calling
I know
all
exactly what
creeps.
you're talking about. But, you know, I don't know. It was a very simple costume. But he basically looks like a scarecrow and he has like these green long fingers. And you could tell whoever the actor was inside couldn't really move the fingers. So the hands just kind of moved in one formation where the fingers don't move. And he just kind of moves his like big claw hands around.
Oh, yeah.
Because there was a time when the Pumpkin Man, I felt like he was pointing at the kid as if to say, like, come here and like, you know, like move his finger. And his hand just kind of
his index finger.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could only move his entire hand at once.
Yeah. But anywho, I don't know. I thought it was pretty good. And it's funny, like like a lot of these cheeseball movies, you don't see a whole lot of the monster. And there was a point in the movie where like halfway through, I was like, oh man, I think we're only going to see like literally 10 seconds of Pumpkin Man throughout the entire movie. And that's it. I feel like we're not going to see him at all. But by the end of the movie, you end up seeing quite a bit of Pumpkin Man. So.
Yeah, it actually is a lot like Pumpkinhead in that aspect except Pumpkinhead, honestly, let's be honest, Pumpkinhead is an amazing movie. It's a classic. I love Pumpkinhead.
Oh yeah, movie's great.
And it's actually like got a really good story with Lance Hendrickson and his son and how they connect and everything.
Did you ever see Pumpkinhead 2?
Yeah, we've watched it together, I'm sure.
I've never
watched
seen
the
it,
shit
dude.
out of it.
Never seen it.
I must have watched it with. I know I watched it.
Probably watched it with Tom
I watched
or
it
somebody.
with Tom.
Yeah,
for sure. I've watched it with Tom and Jack, maybe even Kevbot.
I never seen it. I recently got a copy of it, so hopefully we can do that at some point.
It's a fun movie.
Yeah,
it's fun. It's called The Red Wings or something
like blood,
like that.
Blood Wings or something.
Wings.
Now I understand that there was like a Sega Saturn or a Sega CD game of it too at some point. I think there was a Pumpkinhead 2 like FMV style video game.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But
that's
I think Pumpkinhead has a tail in that one, right?
I don't think so.
Oh, I thought I saw something that Pumpkinhead had a tail in the sequel.
But we watched Pumpkinhead Ashes to Ashes. Oh my fucking god,
okay.
that movie. That was the Sci-Fi Channel one.
Oh, see, I never seen
CGI
that.
Pumpkinhead. We watched it together.
We did?
Yes, we rented it from Netflix DVD.
Oh, Jesus. Oh my god, you're right. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah,
Holy
it was
shit.
awful.
That was terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, I completely fucking forgot about that.
You're probably better
Whoa.
off. Anyway, we're getting off track. But so I was saying, I don't even know what I was saying. It's like Pumpkinhead in the aspect, excuse me, in the aspect that it's got like the first act. A lot of horror movies and a lot of movies in general lately just throw out the entire first act and like don't set up the characters at all.
Yeah.
And just go right into act 2 and you have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
But Pumpkinhead is probably one of the best examples of a horror movie setting up the first act. And this movie does the same thing, not as well, but at least they introduce the characters and see what's going on. And they try to unravel the mythos of Pumpkin Man, as the kids call him.
Yeah.
Pumpkinman.
Pumpkinman.
Pumpkinman. What are you going to do about it? Call 1-800-999-Pumpkinman and get your money now. But yeah, so let's get into the movie then. Let's
All right.
go dive into these pumpkin inners.
So there were 2 trailers at the beginning of the movie.
Oh,
One good, one not so good. The not so good one was about some Western that didn't look very good. I don't even know why the hell it was on this tape.
I think it starred, I could be wrong. It looked like the guy that played Bluto in the live action Popeye movie.
Yeah.
But a Bluto looking guy as a cowboy. I don't know. I don't care. It looked bad.
Yeah.
But the other movie, I forget the name of it. Do you remember the name? It looked fucking awesome. Oh, it was Extra.
Oh,
it was Extra
yeah.
3 or something.
Yeah,
it was an Extra sequel.
3, like Watch the Skies or something.
Yeah, beware of the skies.
And it was like this big rubber alien just like punching some army dude in the gut. It was awesome.
It looked great.
Yeah, it looks wicked fucking good.
If you have Extra 3, watch out for the sky. Then send it our way.
Yeah, we want to watch out for it.
I feel like we've watched an Extra movie before, but I'm not. Maybe the first one.
I watched. I about a year ago, I bought Extra 1.
Yeah.
And I got it over at that video store up in Lake Winnipesaukee.
Nice.
And I watched it. I honestly didn't really care for it. And I just
This one looked good though.
Yeah, this one looks good. Now Extra 2 I haven't seen it yet, but I don't have Extra 3. So we gotta get on the hunt.
Extra 3.
You know what? I'm going to I'm gonna go set
trifecta.
up I'm gonna set up a booth at a tape swap this upcoming weekend. So hopefully,
if you see Extra 3,
find it. That'd be good.
Get that going. Anyway, so the movie Pumpkin Man.
So we start off in the woods with some guy who is trying to be Dom DeLuise.
Yeah,
and
this is the weird part too.
Yeah,
because he's talking to the main kid,
right?
But he has no like connection with this kid whatsoever. They're like neighbors. You find out later.
Yeah, I thought that he was like his grandfather, but no, that wasn't really the case at all.
Yeah, not at all.
So I don't really know what their real connection is, but in any case, maybe the kid just decided to have a camp out with his creepy Dom DeLuise neighbor, and he takes out like this big Bowie knife and he carves a face into this into a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin.
Into one of those fake jack-o'-lanterns.
And he gives, I forgot what the hell the kid's name is. Do you remember? Is it Sean?
Sean Kelly.
So he's like, hey, Sean, happy Halloween. Hey.
And he sounds like Dom DeLuise.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like, I'm going to tell you a story about the Pumpkin Man. And he's like the fucking creepiest guy. And the kid's just staring at him, just looking at him like, but so it goes into this backstory, and it's about, I think it's back in the Wild West, I think, or like the turn of the century, give or take.
It's 1919.
Right.
Because that was the year on the grave when the guy died.
Okay. So it's around turn of the century. You got a farm, and you got this cowboy looking dude with his wife and the kid is played by the same kid, the same actor who played Sean, the kid. And they're like, oh no, the Pumpkin Man has killed all the townsfolk. Don't go. And
yeah, they're very unenthusiastic about what's happening.
And the dad, the father, he's just like, I gotta go kill Pumpkin Man by myself. Just pray for me. And the next thing you know, it goes back to present time, 1995, when the movie was made. And the kid like wakes up having a nightmare. The kid, Sean, looks out his window, sees Pumpkin Man out in the, out in his backyard.
Yeah, and it was so weird because it's like, okay, that Dom DeLuise is telling Sean this story about Pumpkin Man.
Yeah.
And then we see the flashback, and then the next scene is the same actor playing the kid waking up in a different time. And I was like, what year is it? What's going on?
Yeah, it was
because I thought it
confusing.
was the same kid in the flashback, but it's the new kid in present time.
It
was just very weird. And he's also dreaming. And then he has a dream inside of a dream. And this all happens in like 5 minutes.
And that's not the first. This happens like 2 or 3 times in the whole movie where he like wakes up from having some dream. It's really weird. He has like weird visions and shit. It's weird.
Right.
So it's I think the next day he's walking down the street with 2 of his buddies on the sidewalk, and one of his buddies is hassling him. I guess that there's some song related to Pumpkin Man. He's like an urban legend. He's a myth throughout the town about this Pumpkin Man that, he'll gouge out your Pumpkin Man will come alive.
You read it on the back of the box.
He'll gouge out your eyes or whatever. And he's taunting Sean, and Sean's like, "My dad says that there is no Pumpkin Man. I don't believe you." And a like 1990 Ford Escort is driving down the street and just stops in the middle of the fucking road for no reason. There's no
it was weird.
There is no stop sign, there's no red lights. It just stops, and the lady's just hanging out. And they're like, the Sean's friend is like, "Oh shit, that's like old lady whatever. She's the town witch. I gotta throw some fucking gravel at her car and that'll make her go away." So he like tosses some white gravel that's on the ground, like near her tires, and she doesn't really do anything about it. She's like, "Hey, you fucking punk kids, you scratching my car."
Yeah.
No, she doesn't do anything. She gets out of the car.
I remember when you got your Malibu, and then we went down to Dean Park, and there was a kid's baseball game going on, and some kid hit a fly ball and it hit your car.
Oh my God.
Did you hit my car?
Oh my God, dude. All right, do you remember when I just bought the brand new Dodge Avenger, and we went down to Worcester to Wings Over Worcester, and we parked in like this wicked fucking busy area. I like just fucking bought it. And I was like, "Oh my God, somebody's gonna like throw wings, fucking chicken wings in my car or something."
Wing sauce on your car.
Instead of Wings Over Worcester, it's Wings Over Dodge Avenger.
And you got your Jeep Liberty, and like your mirror broke off the first day you had it.
Jeep Liberty. Anywho, back to the show. All right. So the kid, he like wakes up after having. I'm sorry. Okay. So the witch, right? So the kid is throwing gravel at her tires. She gets out of the car. The 2 kids split, and what's left is Sean. And Sean's like, "Who are you?" And I don't know what the fuck her name is, if you remember.
I have no idea.
I don't know. I'm going to call her Witch Lady because that's what everybody calls her.
Witch Lady. Yeah, that sounds good.
So Witch Ladies are like, "Oh, I'm Witch Lady. I'm just hanging out in my Ford Escort. I just started to stop inside the road. Where do you live?" And he's like, "I live like 2 houses down." So they go down the street, and Sean's father is setting up for his haunted garage. He does a big haunted walk through the garage.
Spook house.
The spooky garage, spook house. And it's $1 admission to get in. So he's like,
the homeless. All the donations go to the homeless people in this suburb, this beautiful suburb with 0 homeless people.
So he's setting up. He's there with Sean and the witch lady. He invites the witch lady into the house, and she's kind of like weird. You know what I mean? She acts like she's
a
like,
witch.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Is like she's the type of person where she kind of like goes into a house as if she's like feeling out the aura, the energy and shit.
Well, I think she tells him that she's like writing a book or something on the history of the town.
Oh, yeah.
The Kelly family is a prominent, family within the town's history,
right?
Given the Pumpkin Man legend and all.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We forgot to mention that Sean and his father and mother's last name is Kelly, which is the same last name of the people in the flashback to like the cowboy farm days, like 100 years before. So they're all related.
Cowboy farm where they grow cowboys.
Yeah, the cowboy farm.
It's a field of cowboys.
no cowboys, no farms, no cowboys.
Fresh cowboys, only 5 cents on the honor system.
So
pick your own cowboys.
She has this wicked old book that she opens up, and there's a picture of this wrinkly old man, and she's like, "Oh, this is Dan Rather." Or whatever. What was his name?
It's the grandfather.
Walter,
the guy who
Walter
raised
Matthau.
Yeah, Walter Matthau, the guy who raised Pumpkin Man.
Yeah. So she's like, oh yeah, he
summoned the
was
demon.
some asshole who lived here 100 years ago, and he's the one who he was the warlock who summoned the demon of Pumpkin Man to go kill anybody he wanted, and the Kelly relative is the one who stopped him.
Right. And it turns out, we don't find this until later, but we'll tell you now because it would have helped to know this. I don't know, but she is the descendant of the warlock.
Yeah, right. I think so, right? And she has a little
Yes.
pendant with his face in it.
And I didn't know, like, I would have thought it'd be a cool, like, plot device if she was actually on the side of Pumpkin Man, like, trying to raise Pumpkin Man back. But she was actually a good guy.
Yeah, I think she was just trying to keep Pumpkin
Trying to
Man
kill Pumpkin Man.
at bay, right?
Yeah.
So the kid ends up having some weird hallucination where he's in the woods.
He had too much candy.
And old man Walter Matthau is like hanging out
He
with
had
a monk's
some
robe.
crave.
Yeah, is that what it was?
He ate some crave.
He was eating
and then he
crave?
hallucinated.
Was his tongue all funky colors?
Your tongue's blue.
Well, he couldn't eat it at school, so he had to eat it at home.
I know. That's so funny. Crave.
It's banned in the elementary schools.
That's right. If you guys, I don't know about all of you out there in podcast land, but Crave, if you don't remember it, they would sell it at Blockbuster. And I don't know if the Blockbuster was the exclusive dealer of Crave, but it was like Pixie Sticks on crack.
It came
was
in a
like
test tube.
Yeah, a test tube of powdered sugar. And then it got banned from all of our like schools because people thought it was drugs and that you'd put cocaine in it. And then all the kids were like, I'm going to get some Crave. And it like makes you crazy.
The kids, like everybody knew, like teacher, you would get in trouble if you had it because your tongue would be the color of whatever flavor that you got. So like, if you had
got
like
a blue tongue, Tupac.
Yeah, if you had like
Your tongue's
lemonade flavor, your tongue was yellow, right? Or orange soda flavored, it was orange. And like the teachers would be like, hey, let me see your tongue. Let me see your tongue. You've been eating Crave. That's it. We'll go to the principal's office right now. And like kids
We're gonna
would
get Officer Babin to arrest you.
And like the kids would go to the bubbler and try to like wash their tongues off.
Yeah.
Like in between class.
Oh man, Crave. If you have a Crave story, let us know. I would love to hear all about it. Find us message us on Patreon or email us at thevhsbandits@gmail.com and send us your Crave story.
I gotta Google that. I don't know if anybody else. I feel like nobody else in the world like knows about Crave except
They
us.
have to.
Somebody
we can't
must
be
know
the
about
only
Crave.
ones. Anyway, so
so the kid starts having this
he's
hallucination
hallucinating
about Walter Matthau, and he's like hanging out in the on the floor in this. Oh yeah, so like the kid just opens the door to the garage, and it's out in this, and he's hallucinating. So he's in this like spooky, foggy
graveyard.
And the guy, I don't know what the fuck he's even saying. I don't know what he's saying, but
yeah, I have no idea. But he's dressed up like the gatekeeper.
Yeah, it's like a monk costume. Yeah. And next thing you know, like the Sean's parents are down on their knees, like in front of this guy as if they're zombies, right? And the kid's like, "Oh no, mom and dad!" And this weird like bubble force field goes over the parents, and the kid like can't get through it to save the parents or something.
Yeah,
it's really weird. It's really bizarre.
And up until like the end of the movie, I thought he was a good guy. Like I thought he was like the grandpa in Troll 2.
Yeah, Grandpa Seth. Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah,
exactly.
But he's a bad guy.
Well, it totally threw me off because again, I thought that Dom DeLuise at the beginning of the movie was like his grandpa.
Was also a ghost grandpa.
Yeah. And then we have this other guy who I thought is a grandpa. I'm like, how many ghost grandpas this guy
can you
got?
have?
You know?
You've reached your grandpa limit. 2 grandpas per kid.
That's the thing is like I'm saying, I don't think anybody's ever made a movie where grandfathers from both sides of the family come in to save the kid. 2 ghost grandpas.
As ghosts. Yeah,
it's always like one ghost grandpa, not both from each side of the family.
That's how they mix it up.
I guess. So the witch lady like catches him as he's kind of falling onto the ground. Is like, oh hey, Sean, you all right? You don't look so good. You look like you just downloaded a ghost. And so
hint.
So then we cut to, it's out in a spooky graveyard, and we got three wisecracks in an old Chevy S10 pickup truck that just kind of go off into the woods. And they're like,
yeah, they drive up into the woods, and then one guy gets out and he's like, shit, this sucks. This isn't where we wanted to drive to. And he was driving the car.
Yeah. He's all like, wait, this is
like,
supposed to be a graveyard
drove in
here,
dummy.
He like shoots a flashlight right in his eyes.
Yeah.
Just to be stupid. Like, does this thing work? And so they got like these two nitwits and some chick in like acid wash jeans. They got beers. They got light beer. And they're gonna go like party out in the spooky graveyard. So they're out there hanging out in the spooky graveyard. The guy and the girl are trying to like mac it and stuff, and they find some of the old gravestones. And there's an old wooden cross that's just sticking out of the ground. And and
that's the cross that you see in the beginning flashback.
Oh yeah.
That the father, the cowboy dad, he was making this cross to destroy Pumpkin Man.
So he like cuts Pumpkin Man in half, and puts him into a grave, and then he puts him into a casket, and he takes that stick cross, and he like stabs it into him. And I guess that's what stays in there for all eternity.
Yeah.
I guess. So one of these drunken, 40-year-old teenagers pulls it out of the ground, and that's it. That's what sets this whole fucker off. Is the kid just pulls it out of the ground. What if there was like a land developer over there or whatever, and the bulldozer goes over it? Would Pumpkin Man have come out of the ground? I don't know.
It's a cemetery, so unless it's like a. Not that hasn't happened before. Like Poltergeist, they built their townhomes on a cemetery.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, I guess it'd be the same thing if someone came up and tried to put in some McMansions or some, a Whole Foods or something. You'd have Pumpkin Man haunting the Whole Foods.
Could have been. Did you know that in Northborough, there's actually a couple of like 200-year-old graveyards that look like that? That are like super old and have like the skulls on the tombstones and shit.
They're everywhere, dude. Those are all over the place.
Oh yeah, it's pretty fucking cool.
You can't go like 5 miles in New England without running into a creepy cemetery.
That's right. Yeah. So this kid pulls the thing out, and the ground's kind of lighting up, and Pumpkin Man is unearthed from the ground, and goes and slits the throats and claws at the teenagers, the 40-year-old teenagers.
Yeah, because they were fucking on his grave or something, and they disturbed the cross, so it was no longer holding him down.
So that's it. Pumpkin Man is loose.
He's loose. He's on the loose. The juice is loose. The pumpkin juice.
So at the same time, Sean's parents are trying to set up the spook house in the garage, and they're like, all right, we need to get
it sucks.
Yeah, it's like black trash bags on the wall, and you got the witch from the drugstore that goes that just hangs over the thing, and he puts like the holes in the wall to say like, oh, you're gonna feel some brains and some guts and eyeballs, and it's just like the grapes and the spaghetti and cauliflower.
And he does have one prop. So the dad's costume, he's dressed up as pretty much Super Dracula.
That's right.
Except he's like retired Super Dracula after his gym membership lapsed. So he's not all muscular.
No, yeah. Past his prime Dracula.
Yeah. And the only like real prop in the spook house is another Dracula.
Yeah,
it's just like a plastic Dracula.
That's it.
That's in there. I don't know.
It looks like it's made out of paper mache or something.
Speaking of, if you like Dracula movies, I gotta say this. I was just hanging out with our good buddy Toby Canto, who was on our show.
He lives near you now, right?
Yeah. So he, Knock Knock is not only on VHS, but they just got distribution for DVD and everything. So I think you can buy it on DVD, Blu-ray, but it's a great Halloween horror comedy about Draculas.
Yeah, that was a good
so go
one.
check that out. Cheap plug for Toby Canto's Knock Knock.
Yeah.
Also available on VHS, so that's
right.
clearly still the way that you should watch it. But if you want to watch it on streaming or otherwise, that is also available now too.
I think his Instagram was Pop Art Pictures, if I recall.
Yes.
Yeah. So go check him out at Pop Art Pictures. Yeah, wicked nice dude.
And speaking of Halloween horror movies on VHS, Dark Roast is still available on VHS. Go to witterentertainment.com to get your copy now.
Are those still available? He still has some?
Of course they're still available.
Oh, very
Yes.
cool. Oh, I thought he sold those out. That's good to know.
I don't know if I'm assuming they just make more when.
Oh, okay. I
when
thought
they
that
sell
was like a
out.
limited run. Okay, that's great. That's good. He still has some. That's good. Cool.
I don't know. I'm not the one that makes them, but they are. You can still buy them.
Cool.
Hopefully,
Awesome.
unless they did sell out. But go check if they're sold out.
What is it? Witter Entertainment.
Go sell them out.
Yeah,
yes,
sell them
buy
out.
all of them. Go buy all of them if they're not sold out already.
Yeah.
Go sell them out. WitterEntertainment.com.
Hosted
and
by
they have a
Super
whole
Dracula.
shitload of other modern VHS horror.
That's right. So back to Pumpkinman here.
Pumpkinman.
So Pumpkinman is on the prowl now with his big scythe. Is that what they call it?
his scythe.
Scythe. So
His Skype.
Skype. Yeah, he's going on Skype. So all right. So the kid needs to be babysat while the parents are running the spook house, right? Because the kid wants to go. He wants to go trick or treating.
Who do you get for a babysitter in a 90s horror movie?
That was executive produced by Fred Olin Ray, nonetheless, who did Hollywood Texas steak loft hookers. Texas steakhouse hookers.
What is it? Texas Roadhouse hookers.
Texas Roadhouse hookers.
Texas Roadhouse. I love how the Texas Roadhouse in Worcester has all like New England Patriot shit up everywhere.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, Texas Roadhouse hookers. So you get Linnea Quigley to babysit you.
Yeah. Her, and she has a buddy, and her buddy's
Her
always
sister. That's her sister.
Yeah. So
she
her
just
sister
got back from college.
Yep.
And she's got a douchey boyfriend.
She's got this like Jesse Katsopoulos and Andrew Dice Clay mixed together.
Yeah.
Boyfriend who has he drives a Harley, but when they did the Foley sound, they made it sound like a one of those crotch rocket,
dirt bike?
like Kawasaki's type motorcycle. So it didn't match the actual bike that was. You know what I'm getting at? It wasn't like a
yeah.
It was like a kind of motorcycle. And it just
like a lawnmower.
Yeah. It just did not sound right. But in any case, he's always on the bike there with her sister.
He's like never not on his motorcycle.
Yeah. Oh, he's always on the bike.
I didn't think he stands up maybe 3 times in this entire movie.
Yeah. You're right. I think he's just on the bike pretty much the whole time. He takes the kid for a spin in the cul-de-sac, and his parents are all pissed off about it.
With no helmet on.
No helmet. Nope. Must be in New Hampshire.
Yeah, it's very... he didn't even have eye protection.
No, he had nothing.
You need eye protection in New Hampshire. That's how Tom the Bomb got a ticket.
Oh, no shit. Did he?
Yeah, because he didn't have glasses on.
Oh, I didn't know that. Come on, Tom the Bomb. You gotta step up.
He was only going like 2 miles down the road.
Ugh.
My goodness.
So they have to, they got to babysit him, but he wants to go out trick-or-treating. Now, at this time, Pumpkin Man has already gotten his first 3 victims, and he's on the loose. He's out there on Halloween night. So the parents started up.
Oh, and also, sorry to cut you off, but there's a random scene out of nowhere where these 2 jablonis are just eating TV dinner and watching like this Rush Limbaugh character.
Oh, yeah. They like super.
And it just has nothing to do with anything in the movie.
Yeah, yeah. You got these 2 people, this like wicked, proper English woman with her like old bitty boyfriend who's just an asshole to everybody. And like these trick-or-treaters come up to him. He's all like, I work for my money and my food. Are you going to pay me for this food? I don't give out food for free, you liberal cream puffs. And just slams the door in their face.
Liberal cream puff.
Yeah, so they're just like watching this Rush Limbaugh guy talk about, oh, those liberal cream puffs deserve to die. And they're sitting there eating their Salisbury steak dinners with
TV
toast.
dinner. Oh, it looks so gross.
So,
and then Dane was like, who are these people? I was like, I guarantee you they are just here to be the first people to die.
Oh,
and that's exactly what they are.
I don't understand the relationship because they obviously it looks like there's a big age gap between them. And I don't know what the hell their deal is. But, in any case, they, these other kids, these like older kids, like go and take one of the hubcaps off of his car and like throw it out.
Yeah, that scene had nothing to do with anything.
I think it was the only way to get the guy outside the house. So the guy goes outside the house, finds his hubcap
because
out in
the
his
other
yard.
trick-or-treaters from earlier, though, who were Sean's friends from the first couple of scenes, they toilet papered his house.
Oh, yeah.
And the props department only bought 2 rolls of toilet paper, so they just reused the same 2 rolls. I don't know.
And
they did a very poor job TPing this guy's house.
So he comes out, he finds his hubcap, and he's like, "Oh, these liberal trick-or-treaters, I'm gonna get them!" And Pumpkin Man shows up, puts the fucking knife end of his scythe into his gut, fucking kills the guy, and while his girlfriend is making him toast, mind you, it's fucking 9 o'clock at night.
And this is when the tape fucked up and turned into static.
Yeah. As soon as the guy got stabbed, my tape was getting all snowy and shitty, and I had to clean the heads of my VCR with my Maxell VCR head cleaner with this sweet like 30-second video while you clean your head. It's like checking left channel, checking surround mix. Now buy lots of Maxell accessories for your VCR. It's good stuff.
Unofficial sponsor of the VHS Bandits. Cheap plug. Maxell tape cleaner.
That's probably my favorite head cleaner because it's a dry version. You don't have to put like the little eyedropper of like liquid in there. So,
movie juice.
And
then it worked fine. It worked swimmingly. So the guy dies.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. And then this is my favorite kill in the movie.
This is so bizarre. It's really
awesome.
Weird.
I love it.
So why don't you tell it, dude?
You want me to tell? Okay.
You tell it.
So before he goes out to check the trick-or-treaters or whatever, he's like, I'm going to go see what all this ruckus is about. And then his wife is like, okay, I'm going to make some more toast. Like, it's like 10 o'clock at night and you're making toast with your microwave TV dinner Salisbury steak. But anyway, so she's going to make some toast. And she puts the toast in the toaster and she gets her butter knife. She's got everything all ready. But then she hears the ruckus outside and she's like going to check on her hubby bubby. And then she sees him and she goes, no, he's dead. Oh my God. And then she sees Jacko and she runs into the house and doesn't close the door behind her. And she falls right in front of the door. She could easily kick it shut, close it, whatever she has to do. It's the easiest door to close in the world. There's no reason she shouldn't close the door. She doesn't. And then she runs into the kitchen, to grab the butter knife for defense, and then she sees Jacko standing in the doorway, and she gets scared and goes ah, and then she slips. And the butter knife goes into the toaster and she gets electrocuted. And there's rotoscope lightning all around her. And smoke is coming up from her face. And then Jacko's like, oh, all right, that was easy. I don't have to do anything. See ya. And then Jacko splits. And then we see a cut to a wide shot of the house and the lights are flickering. And then back inside the kitchen. And her body's been replaced with a skeleton that's been corpsed up, smoking. And then it's just the best kill of the movie.
Oh,
for
hands
sure.
down.
I
Probably
loved
my favorite
it.
part of the movie.
I loved it. Man, it's so good. And then the only tie-in to these people later on, other than being the first people killed, other than the teenagers, when he was raised up, is the kid Sean runs through their house for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, and
to try
sees
and get
them.
home. Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah. Other than
hey,
that, there's no
whatever.
relation to them whatsoever.
No relation.
And at the same time, there is a part where they go to the neighbor's house who we thought was the grandfather at the beginning of the movie, the Dom DeLuise guy.
Oh,
And-
because he doesn't show up at all.
No, he
And then all of a sudden he's like walking his dog.
Well, so they go to his house to trick or treat, and he has this like Phantom of the Opera mask on. He's like, "Hey, trick or treat, Sean!" Ha 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 ha. And it made no fucking sense. And then later when Sean goes missing, he's just like walking his fucking dog out in the woods, and Sean's father comes up to him. He's like, "Hey, I can't find Sean. Where's Sean?" He goes, "I don't know, but I sure scared the hell out of him earlier." Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, it would have been much better if, plot wise, I think, if he was also like in on trying to raise Pumpkinman from the dead, like if he was also part of the witch family or something like that,
yeah.
or there was like still a coven going on.
Yeah. One thing that's interesting is that like when you watch a movie like Pumpkinhead only kills people that he's like an assassin, right? He was kind of sent to do a job to kill so many people.
Pumpkin assassin.
He's Pumpkin assassin, right? So all he does is he only goes after these people and nobody else, right? But
or anyone that gets in
everybody
his
gets
way.
in the way, right? But Jacko Pumpkin Man, he just kills whoever the fuck he wants. It doesn't matter to him.
Right.
Even though it was supposed to be the same thing where he's supposed to like raise vengeance on the bloodline, but he kills like the fucking cable guy. He kills these two. He kills these two, conservative people who are eating toast at the middle of the night,
just trying to eat some toast.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe Pumpkin Man doesn't like open-faced Salisbury steak sandwiches. I don't know.
Who does?
I don't know what the deal is. But yeah, it's kind of weird. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean, because he does his like main motive is, so we find out later from the witch lady, she's like, the only, like, your family was the descendants of the guy who originally killed Pumpkin Man, and I'm the descendant of the guy who brought Pumpkin Man from, he raised a demon, and only the 5th generation of the Kelly family can kill Pumpkin Man, so that's your son. So now Pumpkin Man is essentially after your son. So that's like Pumpkin Man's motive is to go after the little boy.
Now it's turned into the Terminator 2, Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
It doesn't seem like he's looking for the kid until he stumbles upon him.
Yeah, that's right. He's just killing
randomly.
whoever the fuck he wants. Right.
Yeah.
So back at the house, at the spook house in his haunted garage, the dad, the Pumpkin Man shows up and he's in the garage. He tries to grab some kids. The kids run away. The dad goes in to see what's up, and he just like grabs a rake on the wall, and next thing you know, fucking all his shit falls over. So the whole haunted house gets ruined.
You think that Pumpkin Man is in the haunted house.
And it's weird because the Pumpkin Man constantly goes. He like almost fucking teleports to places. So in 1 second, he's in the garage. Next thing you know, we cut to the next scene with teenagers out in the woods with the motorcycle, and boom, Pumpkin Man's already there. You know what I mean? This could be miles and miles away. Somehow Pumpkin Man is already there. But so after that, Pumpkin Man is out in the woods. Linnea Quigley's sister like shows off her party hats real quick to Andrew Dice Clay, motorcycle guy.
She was supposed to. Linnea Quigley was supposed to babysit with her sister, and her sister was supposed to take over the responsibility after 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
but her sister bolted with the Andrew Dice Clay guy.
Yeah.
To go fuck in the woods.
So
and he drives his motorcycle in the woods.
Motorcycle in the woods. So his head gets cut off by Pumpkin Man. So she's out there, she's running around. She finds a cable guy who, you know, like a Verizon Vios man with his lineman truck. And he's just out there, and the guy doesn't say shit until Pumpkin Man just fucking slits his throat. Pumpkin Man loves to slit people's throats and not like really decapitate them or shred people up. He just slits his throat.
He already decapitated.
He only decapitated one person in the whole movie. Yeah, the motorcycle boyfriend is the only person he decapitates. Everybody else,
motorcycle boyfriend.
Everybody else, he just like stabs them with the scythe or slits their throats, and that's it. I was hoping for more creative stuff. You know, I wanted some more creative stuff.
Hey, we had Toaster Lady.
Oh, but he didn't do that though. That was of her own. That was of her own mistake. You know what I mean?
That is one powerful toaster.
Oh, dude, that must have been like a fucking 8,000 watt toaster.
Yeah,
you know,
my goodness,
to cook her up like that, Jesus. So you know, the bodies are flying, things are happening, and now it's up to the parents trying to find their kid Sean because they're hearing that there's a monster on the loose. So they finally talk to the witch lady, and they're like, "Hey, witch lady, you kind of know what's going on?" And she's like, "Yup, this is what's going on." Yeah, just what you just said. Yeah, you know, the Pumpkin Man is now after your son. It's my duty to destroy Pumpkin Man once and for all. We got to use your kid to lure out Pumpkin Man so we can get rid of him. So
I would have liked to know that. Like, the parents don't need to know that until now.
Yeah.
But if the audience knew that early on, and we thought either she was a bad actor or not a bad actress, but she had ill intentions towards the family or something like that.
Yeah.
It would have been a little bit more interesting, and I wouldn't be so confused as to why is Pumpkin Man even here? And we don't find out until like the very end of the movie almost.
Yeah, that the family has a curse. From Walter Matthau, right?
Right.
So anywho,
and then the Walter Matthau ghost just never shows up again, right?
No, yeah, that's it. You never see him ever again.
Yeah.
So they go out into the woods. Pumpkin Man kidnaps the kid after he knocks out Linnea Quigley in the
playground.
In the playground, she's out unconscious.
And it's funny because they're both like, after the cable guy gets killed, I think that's when they go to the playground, and Sean and Linnea Quigley are just trick or treating, and then they see Pumpkin Man, and then he chases them into the playground, and there is like a ladder. And it's like Kid's Kingdom.
Yeah.
And there's like a ladder. And the kid is small enough to climb under the ladder and escape. And then Linnea Quigley's like, no. But it's literally she can just go around the ladder.
Right.
She can just go right around it. And then she like decides not to and gets knocked out by Pumpkin Man.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't kill her for some reason. I don't know why.
And the other girl who was macking it with motorcycle boyfriend, she like hangs out and hides under a bridge, I guess.
I think so.
Something like
that
for
was
the night.
I had no idea where.
Yeah.
Because Pumpkin Man could have easily killed her too, but he didn't.
I don't know. So Pumpkin Man. Oh, by the way, real quick, I forgot to even mention this. While we were watching this movie, I was eating Trader Joe's pumpkin flavored cookies. Trader Joe's.
Pumpkin flavored JoJo's. I want JoJo.
They're wicked good too. I like them.
Unofficial sponsor, Trader Joe's.
So
We need to do a Super Dracula food review.
Ooh, yeah. You know, I don't know if I'm gonna bring back Super Dracula this Halloween. I don't know. We'll see.
Do it for Patreon, if nothing else.
Oh shit, that's a really fucking good idea. Yeah, maybe I could do that. All right, maybe I don't know. Oh, actually, you know what? I was talking to Mark yesterday, and he was like, "Hey, are you doing Super Dracula?" I was like, "Dude, I don't know." So, I don't know. I don't know if he's
Maybe
coming
we'll
back.
do it when I come back. I don't know.
All right, yeah, we'll figure something out. Well, I don't know, but
anyway,
in any case, so the Pumpkin Man kidnaps Sean, and there's like a big shallow grave out in the woods, right?
I don't know why he doesn't just kill him.
Yeah, I don't know.
But then
No.
Sean-
I think Witch Lady said that Pumpkin Man has to bury him. That's what it was, I think. I think it was a part of the fairy tale.
It's got to be like kind of the same death that he got.
Yeah. So Pumpkin Man, like, so the kid is like laying down in the grave, just goes, "Oh no, don't do it."
Yeah.
No, don't.
He went to the Zorro acting school of fine arts.
Oh God, it was
Get the fuck off me.
yeah, Zorro from Frankenhooker. What the fuck?
It was probably just like a wicked late night, and the kid's been on set all day.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Hey, we need you." And he's like, "Oh, no, I just woke up. What's happening? All right. What? Don't. Pumpkin Man. Okay."
So Pumpkin Man uses his scythe to just kind of like splash a little bit of dirt on him. And then after like 2 little splashes, he's like pretty covered in dirt. Pretty good. And the witch lady.
Yeah, he's like buried.
Oh, yeah. In like no time.
He's like, 100% buried in the ground.
Yeah. So Witch Lady comes up to Pumpkin Man and is like, "Hey, I'm here to destroy you. Pumpkin Man, go back to hell where you belong." Pumpkin Man takes his scythe, puts it right into her gut, and she turns into a mannequin, which he picks up into the sky, and it looks just like a raggedy mannequin. He just goes,
not like
throws him.
Trogdor turns people into wooden dolls.
Yeah, kind of like
it's a special effects mannequin. That's not one of his powers. Is that he turns you into a
you know what it looks
singing,
like?
dancing mannequin.
You know when you would watch an old episode of Married with Children, and there would be a part where Al Bundy is up on the roof and he's like, "Hey pig, I'm falling off the roof," and just like this dummy just falls down in the back from the backyard and just hits the ground. That's what it looks like.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, that's exactly it.
And so she's dead, and then the parents come up and they're like, "Oh no, save our son." So the son comes. They made a new cross made out of like 2 big sticks that they needed that they need to use to get rid of Pumpkin Man. So Sean comes out of the grave. He's like, "Hey, Pumpkin Man, come after me. I got you, Pumpkin Man." And Pumpkin Man turns around. The kid's got the cross in his hands. And the father pushes Pumpkin Man up against the cross, which impales him. And then there's like some weird, crazy early 90s CGI that goes to Pumpkin Man, and he turns into some, I don't know, like water goo. I don't know.
He turns into, it's like, I don't know, some sort of Pinnacle Studio transition.
Oh yeah.
And then he catches on fire.
Yeah, it looks pretty bad. It's probably the worst effect of the whole movie.
It's probably the most expensive one of the whole movie,
hands down. That's where all the budget went, was those like 2 seconds of CGI.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, it's
unfortunately.
awful.
CGI, man. I hate it.
Sucks.
Can't stand this stuff.
No. So that's the end of the movie. Linnea Quigley and her sister show up alive. They're walking down the street. Of course, nobody's grieving over all the dead people, the boyfriend, and they're just like, "Hey, I'm gonna go have some breakfast. Oh, I want a piece of pie, but I hope it's not pumpkin pie." The end.
End. And then there's like an early 90s like freeze frame on each character.
Oh yeah, almost like a sitcom,
like a TV show sitcom style.
Yeah. Yep. This,
and that is Pumpkin Man.
Pumpkin Man.
Jacko.
So let's rock and Jack O into the ratings.
Rock and Jacko.
Like rock and roll. Rock and Jacko.
Okay. All right.
Anywho,
let's do it. Sure.
Let's see here. You want to pull
I'll
up
IMDb?
I'm gonna look up Amazon. I don't know if this movie ever came out on
Okey-dokey.
DVD though, or anything, or any other format.
I'm sure it did. I'm sure it
Let's
did.
find out. All right.
All right. Out of 10, 1,010 reviews have rated Jacko on IMDb. What do you think? Out of 10 stars did they rate Jacko?
I think it was rated probably like a 3.
Whoa, you are almost dead on.
No
It is
shit.
3.3.
What? No way.
3.3. That is as
Ooh.
good a guess as they come.
Accurate.
Did you describe the cover of the box?
Yeah, I
know
did.
you read the back. Did you?
But,
I don't know. I
now
forget.
that I
But I
just
like
went
the
on-
cover. It's pretty cool.
Well, I just went on Amazon and there's 2 completely different covers on Amazon that are not the ones that I have. So mine has.
Oh yeah, there is another weirder cover too.
So I guess there's 3
that has nothing to do with the movie.
So the one that I have has Jacko with like this New Englandy town underneath him. There's one that has Jacko with like a dead woman's head with a knife sticking out of it. And then there's another one with a fucking naked lady holding Jacko's head in her arms. And the back of the movie has a completely different monster that's not even in the fucking movie.
Yeah, on IMDb has some like weird like foreign posters too.
Yeah.
Like this one looks very weird, and there's
That's not
another
that
monster.
movie.
It's a completely different
Yeah.
monster on the cover
Weird.
with like a. It looks like he's at a fucking Slipknot or something.
Yeah. Okay.
And then
you know
there's
what
this
is?
cover that looks pretty cool. It looks like the Spanish version, where he's like holding his scythe and like there's fire underneath him. That's pretty cool cover.
Yeah. So I guess this one is some kind of special edition DVD called Jacko and Friends. That's a double feature of Biohazard and Jacko, or Biohazard 2 and Jacko.
Biohazard 2. What is that?
I don't know. I have a copy of a movie called Biohazard, which I think Fred Olin Ray had something to do.
Okay.
But, it's the
I never heard of it.
Steve Latshaw collection. I don't know. Whatever. I think he's
Okey-dokey.
he's the
Cool.
director of the movie. But
Sure, why not?
anywho, in any case,
All right, so out of 5 stars,
out of 5 stars on Amazon, how many do you think?
I'm gonna say that's probably a 3 as well.
Pretty close enough. Actually, I'm gonna go off of the deluxe 10th anniversary edition here that's on here, which is currently unavailable. But it is 3.5 stars.
Oh, all right.
So that's, you know what? Seems everybody's giving it 3s these days, right?
Everyone's giving it 3s. So what are we gonna rate Jacko out of?
Right.
Also, we never mentioned this, but this is an integral cool part of the movie.
What's that?
Is that the kid is watching this like horror
we didn't talk
host
about this.
monster show called Dr. Cadaver or something like
Yeah,
that?
Dr.
Is that his
Cadaver.
name?
Yep. And
Dr.
he's
Cadaver's
just this,
monster
like lousy
mayhem.
middle-aged man smoking butts, being like, I'm gonna watch a fucking monster movie.
Yeah, and there's like it's just like filler, I feel, because it has nothing to do with the movie. And
Yeah.
every once in a while they'll cut back to Dr. Cadaver smoking a butt, going, here we are watching The Coven. And then they show this movie, The Coven, or The Coven, I don't know.
Coven.
And it's just some like lady walking around a graveyard in a dress for a while. But it's pretty cool because we love horror hosts here.
Yeah, she's the other chick from Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers.
Oh,
That chick, I know, she's the one who's like listening to Elvis while she's chainsawing that dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. But anywho, yeah, all right. Out of 10, what here, dude? What are we gonna do? Out of 10 drugstore Halloween decorations that go
Jacko Blumpkins.
Blumpkins. Oh boy.
Blumpkin Patch Kids.
Oh my god. Oh Jesus. Out of 10
Motorcycle boyfriends,
haunted garages,
haunted garages,
haunted spook houses, spook house
all
garages.
right, haunted garages.
Okay, all right. Out of 10 haunted garages, how many are you gonna give it, dude?
Oh man, I give Jacko 8.5 haunted garages out of 10 haunted garages.
Those are some good haunted garages.
Yeah, I mean it's a fun fucking movie, and even when it was done, I was like, wow, that was a short movie, but I guess it's 90 minutes, so it's typical. I thought it was like, one of those movies where the run time's kind of, not up to feature snuff, really, which is fine by me, because if you don't, there's no reason to pad a movie.
Yeah.
Unless it's Dr. Cadaver showing you some crummy horror movies.
Crummy horror.
But yeah, even the padding was fine because it was Dr. Cadaver. So the movie, it flies by. It went really fast.
Yeah.
It was never not entertaining. I can't really think of some. There's probably a couple slow parts, but nothing that like dragged on forever.
Yeah.
And the toast lady by herself is great. So I mean that gets 5 stars right there, and then the movie just needs another 3.5 stars. And the only thing is like, it's a silly fucking Jack-o'-lantern man slasher movie. What do you want? It's exactly what it should be. If you like Jack Frost, you'll like Jacko, I think anyway. And the plot could have been, I think they could have made this into like a legitimately scary horror movie if they wanted to and paid a little bit more attention to the plot. And it might even have turned into a franchise like Pumpkinhead did and carried on a bit more. I don't know if there's sequels. Maybe there are. But, it did what it set out to do, and it's a fun fucking Blumpkin Man horror movie.
Day Train.
What do you give Blumpkinhead?
I think I'm also going to give it 8 haunted garages.
8 or 8.5? I did 8.5.
So I'm going to give it a flat 8. Flat 8 haunted garages.
Flat 8. Why the no half?
Just
8?
because I wanted more Dr. Cadaver in there. There was a shitload of padding in this movie, and there was not enough Dr. Cadaver padding. I wanted more.
That's
Dr.
true.
Cadaver padding.
The grandpa ghost guy or whatever, he was pretty padded in there.
And just because there was a lot of shit that was like confusing or weird with like the kid and his hallucinations and the waking up from nightmares, or like who's his fucking grandfather, who is this character, why are these, you know what I mean? There was a lot of like confusing shit. I wonder if it was a thing where maybe they were making this movie and they were running low on money, or maybe there was a bigger script and they had to cut it down, and maybe that's why shit doesn't really work out. I have no fucking idea. But
I just feel like it, like I said, I feel like it was maybe rushed into production. Like they have this great idea, they have all this lore, but it just wasn't fully fleshed out. That's how I feel about it.
I totally agree. Like maybe there was a lot more, and they just had to cut shit out or cut things down, or maybe there's a bigger cut of this movie somewhere in a warehouse that nobody's ever seen. The fucking director's cut. I don't know. But either way,
you have to get the deluxe edition, which is out of print.
Yeah, I can't even get it. But if you can get your hands on this, I would say pick it up, because I'm officially going to add this tape to my collection of Halloween, tapes that I watch in October for the Halloween season. Cause this movie gets me jazzed and makes me feel about trick-or-treating and Halloween and stuff like that. It's a very Halloween
what we got to
movie.
watch when I come back?
What's that?
We got to watch When Good Ghouls Go Bad.
Oh, yeah, we do. Yeah, we definitely got to. Oh, shit. You know what I really want to watch with you when you get back, dude, in the worst way? I want to watch the fucking Boo Master movies.
Oh, my God. I told Kamara about that. Yes. I told her all
we
about
are
it.
watching. We are totally watching. So, and for anybody who's listening who doesn't know about this, I know it's not VHS, but Anywho,
It was shot on VHS.
you guys need to see this stuff. I think it was shot on mini DV tape. Most of this stuff. It looks like mini DV tape.
It looked
yeah.
like SVHS, I thought.
So there's these couple of guys from our area who made a whole bunch of little horror shorts and made DVDs of them, and they're like production company was called Boo Master Productions, and these are zero budget, little like 5-minute a piece horror movies, and there's like I don't know, I want to say there's like a dozen of them, give or take.
Yeah, there's a good amount.
Yeah,
it's like an anthology of little short horror. They're all super fun.
Yeah, and I mean it's ultra cheese, like wicked homemade. But you know they
like
actually,
what's that guy's name? The Rock guy that makes.
So it's definitely a step above David the Rock Nelson.
Right. Yeah.
Who I love his stuff. I'm a big fan of David the Rock Nelson. But
it's like Super Dracula versus Snow Wolf.
Yeah. You know what I would love to do? Maybe I'll do a thing where I'll see if I can rip all those Boo Master little shorts and let me see if I can put them on our Google Drive and put them up for view for Halloween or something like that for people to watch. I don't know. I thought that
cool
because you can't see the shit anywhere. It's not on YouTube. It's nowhere. You can't. This shit is like unobtainable. So, some of it. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of hard to watch, but when you got to watch it like with some friends eating fucking Papa Gino's pizza and shit.
That's right. It's fun as hell.
Yeah. So I'd love to do that when you're back in town. That'd be great. So
Yep.
All right. Well, that's Jacko, everybody. Hope everybody has a real nice Halloween season. We got another Halloween episode coming out and a boneless episode popping out on our Patreon as well for the Halloween season. There you go. All right. Hope everybody has a great fall, great Halloween season. And until next time, be kind and rewind.